already we have some people coming in very excitedly. Today we have a very special guest star with us today, and it is none other than my dear friend Ayub. Ayub, please say hi to the chat and introduce yourself.
Hello, thank you for introducing me, James. My name is Ayub. I'm James' friend, known him for about this point, I don't know, 2, 3 years. I'm known as the hobbies guy. So I've got a lot of hobbies. Uh, I'm not from the States. English isn't my first language, but I'm trying my best, and I will try my best in the stream to be understandable.
Oh no, I've never even considered your English as subpar, so I don't
Appreciate it.
think you have anything to worry about.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we already have some people jumping in the chat. We have Jocelyn, who, as many of you, including Ayub, know, is my fiance.
Oh,
We have Death Star in the chat. Hello, Death Star. We have the most insane being. A bunch of people jumping into the chat. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here. So, I'm very excited because this is the first live show where I have somebody else on camera with me, and I have my own video and audio completely figured out and configured. So I understand. I understand things now. This works, and it's very exciting. We have Doughboy back in the chat. Hello, Doughboy. Welcome back. I'm so glad to see you back. Thank you for coming. Before I go rambling about whatever redundant things happen to be on my mind right now, I'm going to give you guys a quick sum up of what you can expect from today's show. The title of today's show is something that I've immediately forgotten. What was it?
building
Goodness.
bridges?
This is ADHD at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. This is... Nope, I can't find the name. Somebody tell me in the chat what the name of this video is. I need your help figuring out what my own video is called. Anyway, it's something about bettering ourselves as people, exploring new things, and revisiting our monthly goal challenge that we have together as a community. Before we do that, though, we want to give a proper spotlight on our friend Ayub today. We want to give you guys the opportunity to get to know him a little bit. So we're going to put him... Somebody sent it in the chat. Building Bridges is the name of today's live show. Building
Very good.
bridges in your own life and across to others. So first, we'd like to put Ayub in a hot seat. You introduced yourself, but now we would love to hear a little bit more about you. Can you tell us when you started content creation?
Oh, so this is kind of a tricky question because I used to be a content creator. I made a lot of videos, put them out there, probably hundreds, but it's been a few years since I've done that. However, I am getting back into content creation, but in a kind of a different way. But when did I start content creation? Dude, we're gonna have to go way, way back. Right now, I'm 22 years old. It was probably when I was maybe 9. So I do clearly remember that the first video I've ever posted
Nice.
on YouTube was in 2013, and it was about an RPG game on mobile called Graal Era. It had a very small population. None of you probably heard about it. It had like at its peak, it had maybe 3,500 players online. That was like, whoa, that's a lot. But it was a little video about like me going around the city, exploring some places. No voice, nothing. Just my character moving down a bridge, and with loud EDM music.
That is so funny. 9 years old. That's wild. King Godzilla just hopped in the chat and said hi. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so my question is, well, actually, first, before I continue, chat, right now we're doing a bit of a hot seat. We're getting to know our friend Ayub a little more. So please, if you guys have any questions for him, even if it's what condiment do you prefer on your hot dogs, please put them in the chat. Put the questions in so that I can ask him the questions that you guys have burning in your souls to know. So, I
Hit me.
mean, just because I've already mentioned it, do you have a favorite condiment on your hot dogs?
Uh, yes, I do. So, my best friend is a massive fan of Chicago dogs, Chicago hot dogs. And so the way, like, he's introduced me to the Chicago hot dog, which I've never tried before. I think it might have a specific name. I don't know, but basically it has the typical ketchup and mustard, but it also has onions, it has tomatoes, and it has I forgot his name. I think it's called garnish, the pickle thing, like the
Relish.
relish. Yes,
Hmm.
relish. And I don't know. I don't remember if there's anything else on top of it, but those all together with a hot dog, friggin' delicious. Best hot dog I've ever tasted in my life.
I will say that does sound pretty banger. I mean, I'm the classic everything. I like a hot dog with the
Yeah.
ketchup, the mustard. I like to put mayo on the buns sometimes if I'm feeling a little
Ooh,
extra that day,
interesting.
but like a thin layer of
Okay.
mayo. It's
Okay.
really
No
to flavor the
judgment. This is
bread.
judgment free zone.
It's right. It's to flavor the bread, not the hot dog. But the ketchup and the mustard is for the hot dog, and then I put relish on it as well. If I'm feeling like super fancy, if I'm making a gourmet hot dog for myself in my kitchen, I'll dice up some onions and I'll sprinkle them on there.
Mm, this
That's my
conversation
gourmet
is
hot
making
dog.
me hungry.
Oh, now dang. I
We
guess
just
we
started.
should.
I'm already thinking about hot
Oof.
dogs.
It's true. It's true. I am hungry. What have I had today? Oh, we don't need to talk about that.
Oh, sounds like you didn't have anything. Sounds like you forgot to eat. Or maybe you ate too much and you're ashamed of saying.
No,
Oh, did you have a
I
whole
had
pizza by yourself, James, with a tub of ice cream?
tub of ice cream, just guzzling it down. I mean, look at all this weight I've put on.
Honestly, you look fit. You look swole.
Swole? Thank you.
It was for the
So
bulk.
we do have somebody who has to leave the chat early. Thank you so much for being here, Insane Bean. Hope to see you back again soon. We did have a question come in the chat for you.
Oh, okay.
Death Star said, while you're in the topic of food, what is your favorite food? And what's your opinion on American hamburgers?
American hamburgers. I love American hamburgers. Solid food, can't go wrong with it. Cheeseburgers, amazing. It's really hard to mess up an American burger. My favorite food has to be sushi. Now, I know that seafood in general is a polarizing topic. Some people love it, some people hate it. They can't even stand the smell of it. I'm on this first side. I love seafood and I love sushi. If I want to celebrate a special occasion, I'll go to a sushi restaurant. If I'm feeling down, I'll get sushi. If I'm feeling good, I'll get sushi. If I'm busy, I'll get sushi. Point is, I get sushi a lot.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, the answer is sushi. That's something new I didn't know about you, so this is wonderful.
There you go.
We have a lot of people.
James? What is your favorite food?
Banana pancakes.
What?
Clearly.
That is so specific. I love it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm in a bit of pain right now because it means that you haven't seen my videos before. It's my outro of every video I ever have. It's I say make sure to eat your banana pancakes at the end of every one of my videos. You'll hear it at the end of tonight's live show. That's my tagline that people know me for. And so anybody who's been here before knows that's my favorite food. They might not have been able to guess, but then when I say it, they're like, "Oh, duh." So I feel a little stabbed in the heart, my friend, just a little bit.
Sorry,
you've been outed.
I've got too many hobbies. I'm too busy to watch.
It's okay. I know. I'm totally joking. Okay, so we got quite a few people that just jumped in the chat. We've got Jocelyn. She said she jumped in the chat saying it took me forever to realize that relish was pickles, so I never actually tried it before, and I adore pickles. I just realized my fiance has never had relish. I'm learning new things about. I didn't know that, babe.
That's insane.
Okay, tonight you need to. You need to drive up, babe. You need to drive over to my house right now. Well, at least after the show is done, and I'm gonna put together. We're gonna go out and we're just gonna buy some condiments from freaking Walmart and put it on a hot dog that we microwave and there's no freaking way. You haven't had relish before? Oh my gosh. Sorry, I just started talking to my fiance in the comments.
all
We have a
good.
bunch of other
It's
people jumping in
unbelievable
real
that
quick.
you've never had relish before. You gotta put her
That's
on.
crazy. So Sprout
after the
Seedley's
tree.
in the chat. Doughboy's talking Diabolic Native, who is a returning viewer. Darlene Space, William Mounsey, and Flamella all joining in the chat. Let's see. I'm gonna quickly go through. There's quite a few things being said.
Really cool names.
I know. It's
Oh,
like
good.
superhero names. Sprout Seedley saying, hey, guess what? What? Tell us in the chat. What are we guessing? Diabolic Native saying, hey, James, please stay blessed, please. Thank you very much. And to you as well, Ayub. I take that and I transfer it over to you as well.
Appreciate it. And I take it and I take it.
Darlene Space saying hi. William Mounsey saying that solar flares suck. That's a random thing to come into a conversation and say. And Flabella is asking what we're talking about. Today, we're going to be talking about a lot of self-improvement. We're going to be sharing a lot of advice, a lot of personal insights. Speaking of, don't worry, Doughboy, I didn't forget you. Doughboy was the first one to come in, and he's come in before, and Doughboy has asked us for advice on asking out the girl that he likes.
Oh, love those kind of topics.
He came later and he told us what happened, and we talked about it some more. So it's been a couple of weeks since we've seen Doughboy. He did just retract his message. Doughboy, we can totally talk. I saw it. I saw what your message was, but I don't want to say it out loud if you've retracted it, if you don't want to talk about it. But we are totally open and free to talk about it. I think that's a wonderful thing that you've asked. I know it's not as exciting of a topic, and I'm really sorry to hear about it. But if you do want to talk about it, you can go ahead and put it in the chat again, and I'll take that as a sign that you're okay talking about it. If not, I'll keep it private. I don't need to say it out loud if you would rather not have it said out loud. But put it in the chat if you want to talk about it, because you absolutely can. And my condolences for you. Danielle Keck coming in saying, hello, what is this stream about? Are you guys reading the chat? Well, yes.
We are right now.
There's your answer. So this stream, we're about to jump into some self-improvement, some free advice. Doughboy. Okay, so Doughboy gave us the go ahead. We can talk about it. Doughboy just asked. We're gonna answer this chat question before we jump into the main segment.
I thought I was getting paid. What the heck, James?
For free? Huh? Did I say you weren't getting paid? My bad.
I got scammed.
What do you think I am? I'm 23 and poor. I'm living with 4 roommates.
Now we're doing this for free. We want you guys to benefit out of this because you benefiting. I can't say the word benefiting from it, and potentially improving your life because of our advice and because of our conversation. That's all the joy. That's all the satisfaction that I personally need, and probably James does as well from this.
I mean, you said it better than I can. That's what I say almost as often as I can. That's what I try to tell them. So before we jump into our first game, we're going to address something important that somebody has come and asked in the chat. Doughboy has he just shared in the chat that unfortunately he just recently lost his aunt and his uncle. Now, I don't know the circumstances under which he lost those 2 important members of his family, but his question is how to deal with grief, how to get over loss. And I would love to hear your insights on that, Ayub. If you have anything, I'm not going to put you on the spot right away, but the first thing I'll tell you, Doughboy, is that I do have an entire video that I've actually made. It's called Grief and Loss. And it's one of the few videos I've made of its kind, and I want to make more of those. But it's actually, I think it's very lucky that happens to be one of the videos on that kind of subject that I've made. And so if you wanted to, you could go and you could find that video. I think it's on the front page of the channel. But I highly recommend it. It's about grief, dealing with grief and loss of any kind, especially when it's loved ones that are close to you. Ayub, do you have anything right off the bat that you would like to say to our friend Doughboy?
Yeah, first of all, Doughboy, I'm really sorry for your loss. It must be tough right now, and my heart is with you. The biggest thing that I would tell you is to not block your emotions. Let yourself feel the pain, the sadness, the grief. Let it all in. And whenever it hits you, whenever it comes to you, experience it all, experience it fully, and don't try to fight it off. Don't try to bottle it up. Because if you do, then it's just going to come tenfold. But just let yourself that like everything will be normal again in a week or two. It might take a month, it might take several months, it might take a year or two, depending on how close you are to those people, now how much like they had played a part in your life. So there's no time, there's like no specific time for how long it's going to take for you to get over the pain and the sadness, but just let yourself feel the feels and try to live your life and be there for your loved ones who are also probably going through the same pain and sadness that you are.
Thank you, Ayub. I don't even feel the need um, to add much to that. I would say if I were to add anything, I would just say that yeah, it's hard when you experience a loss like that, and your mind can sometimes start spiraling about just life in general, the experience that we have in this mortal world. You might start thinking about the fact that everybody dies eventually, um, and for some people that's not a comforting thought, and for some people it is. I don't. It depends on if you think on a more logic, like on a more logical track or an emotional track. I would say if I bring that up just to say that yes, everybody loses somebody, that you can't go through this life without experiencing the grief and the loss. And the grief and the loss is what gives the life meaning. And so, piggybacking off of what Ayub said, if you try to suppress the feelings that come, if you try to completely block off or ignore the grief that you feel from the loss, you don't just shield yourself from the difficult emotions. And I say difficult instead of negative. They're not negative emotions, they're difficult emotions.
Mm.
You shield yourself from the difficult emotions, but you also desensitize yourself to the positive ones, the moments that you shared with those people, the new memories that you create with the other people in your life. Feeling the grief and the loss is what makes the good times mean something. So I think Ayub is absolutely correct. I would say
That
don't
was beautiful, James.
thank you. I would say don't cut yourself off from the feelings. Let yourself cry. If anybody's telling you it's not okay to cry, do not listen to them.
Yeah.
They're so wrong. Crying is something. If I somebody asked me the other day, like, is there anything you wish you had done more? Um, not just as a kid, but just previously in your life. And my answer was genuinely like, I wish I'd cried more. I wish that I knew that it was okay to do so. I wish that I knew how to regulate my emotions better, to practice crying, for a lack of a better phrase. But I mean, if I could tell you anything, I would say that it's okay. It's okay to feel the loss that you're hurting. It's okay to feel the hurt, and it's good. It's good. So don't cut yourself off from it.
Yeah. I mean, if we
And we're
weren't
here for you.
supposed to cry, then why do our bodies do this thing where water
Right.
comes running down from our eyes? It's there for a reason. And
Yeah.
if I'm a believer of God, and I believe that God has a purpose for every single thing that He's created, including the details, the little details in our bodies, and including every function that in our bodies or any animals. So if God created tears and the ability for us to cry, then He did it for a reason. And I believe that reason is because crying is a way for us to relieve ourselves from the pain and the sadness, at least momentarily, so that we can feel better after. It's like an outlet.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And amen. So, if I might actually, is it okay if I touch on religion just for a moment, Ayub?
Sure, yeah.
So, Ayub, thank you for mentioning your belief in God. So, Ayub and I both have very devout belief in God, and we are actually not from the same religion. So, I
Mhm.
am Christian. I believe in God, and I practice a Christian faith. And Ayub, I'm fairly certain I could say it, but I'm like
Yeah.
afraid that I might be wrong. Actually, I'm fairly
No, I am
certain. Why
Muslim.
don't you say it?
So I am Muslim. I also do believe in God. And like, if you don't know anything about Islam and you're a Christian, or you've grown up in an environment where you're surrounded by Christians or even Jewish people, we have a lot more in common than we do in difference. We share the same values. We believe in the same God, although we just kind of differ on the nature of that God. But in terms of the big things, how we live our lives, um, what we believe about the universe, the creation of the universe, and us and our purpose, it's all very similar.
I've only ever found in religious discussions between Christian, Jewish, Muslim, that and some others, I've only ever found more similarities than differences. I've
Yeah,
only ever found the core beliefs of, God is good and he wants us to be good, and like what else is what other purpose do we have than to make more of that good, right?
yeah,
Um so yeah, thank you very much for sharing.
of course. Thank you for asking.
Before, I think this is a great time. I think that the chat has quieted down a little bit, which I hope means that they were all very
Locked in.
invested. Yeah, they were all very locked in. Because I can see that we still have quite a few viewers on. So it's not that there's a lack of viewers, it's that they're all locked in. So I hope you guys appreciated that. Um, we are going to move forward with our show today. Before we do, I just want to let you know, Ayub, that you have quite a few people in the chat um, uniting as sushi lovers in your name.
Heck yes. Let's go. Shout out to sushi.
Shout out to sushi. Okay, so Ayub, I talked about doing a little game together. I feel like we're already sufficiently warmed up, so I'm thinking, if it's all right with you, we'll move that to the end if we have time. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, perfect. So, real quick, for any of the returning viewers, you guys might be here waiting for, oh, it's a new month. It's February. What's our next community goal that we're gonna make? And we're gonna do that right now. So this is where I need you guys in the chat. We are gonna have a poll. I need votes. I need you guys to let us know what you think. Before we do that, it's been bugging me a little bit. I'm lowering my camera just a little bit. Okay, that's it. That's all I was doing.
Great.
Okay,
Now you're centered.
I'm centered. Am I? Was I not before?
Yeah, you were. It's more like your
Oops.
eye now is, if we had a grid, the rule of thirds.
Oh, we'd be,
your
yeah,
eyes
okay.
would be on one of the lines, so it's perfect position.
Nice. Okay, sounds good. All right, so I'm gonna switch our format real quick. If you guys haven't been on this show before, if you guys are new, first of all, welcome again. I hope that I'm remembering to say welcome to everybody who's coming in. I really, really appreciate you guys being here, and I want to make sure that you guys know that. So we have a system that we use. This is something of my own creation, inspired by a lot of other people's systems that they use. We have a system for self-improvement that we use here on this YouTube channel and in our Discord community, which the link for said Discord community is in the description if you guys decide you want to join after tonight. In order to
join right now.
Thank you, Ayub. In order to actually take a handle on the things we talk about in these shows, we commit and challenge each other to accomplish and work on small, manageable, wholesome goals to improve different aspects of our life. And this here, which I'm going to pull up right now, is my graphic for what I call the 12 aspects of health. If you are currently on short form video, you can only see 6 of them right now, but I will try to adjust it so that you guys can see all 12 in the future. If you hop over to long form, you'll be able to see all 12, but don't worry, because we're going to say it out loud as we go through. So Ayub, you cannot
Yes.
see this. I don't think you.
I just opened up your stream so I could take a look at it.
Hey, let's go. An extra viewer. No. Okay, so the 12 aspects of health in the month of January, you guys, the chat, voted on which aspects of health you wanted to make a small little community goal around. And you guys chose physical health, which was a good one to start with. It's the first one that I think everyone thinks of. So the other aspects of health, we have physical health, then we have emotional health. Emotional health is followed by mental health, which is slightly different and not to be confused with intellectual health. Then we have nutritional health, which deserved its own category separate from physical. And then something we've already touched on in today's live show, we talked about spiritual health. Those are the top 6. Not that they're more important than the second batch of 6 that we talk about. Starting off with social health, which is very important, especially in today's society. Sexual health is also something that kind of goes into physical and spiritual and emotional and social and a lot of others. And it sounds like, well,
James, I've got a
what?
question
No.
for you.
Yes, please.
Did you make that list yourself?
Yes, this is my list.
Ooh, that's awesome. I love it so much.
Thank you.
Sorry,
After
go on.
Oh, sorry. After social and sexual health, which are both important, then we have environmental health. We're getting into the area of the types of health that people don't think about often, but the space that you reside in on the exterior is almost just as important as the interior health, right? So your surroundings, your environmental health is important. Your occupational health is a thing that a lot of people don't think about, but probably I think that's a problem in today's society. Burnout, people, making sure that you are a responsible person, that you have work ethic, all of that stuff, that's part of your health. And then financial health, which is a big one. Financial health. And then the final one, it says here on the chart, it says purposeful. However, somebody in the chat during January's stream, where we went over the aspects of health, suggested the word existential, which I think it has a negative connotation around it because you just think of existential dread or an existential crisis, right? But existential itself is not a negative word. That's just describing, existence, right? Which really is the last aspect of health. It's the answering, it's the why to why do I want to stay healthy? What do I want to achieve? Who do I want to be? It's all very important things. So before I continue rambling on, Ayub, did you have any thoughts hearing that list for the first time?
I really love it and how you divided health into different categories that all like sounds like you covered it all, and it's all sounds like, what is the, I can't find the word, and
All encompassing?
intuitive. It's all
Oh, okay.
intuitive, but I was never I never really thought about it personally that way, but you just did it so in such an organized way, and you touch on all the important things that looking at it just makes it seem intuitive, and you're like, yeah, of course, these are all the different sides that I should be looking at. And yeah, I just love it.
Thank
pretty
you.
much
Thank you
what I
very
thought.
much. Yeah, so I think I pride myself in this 12 aspect system. I've used it in professional settings, actually. I used to work, Ayub. I used to work at the mental hospital, the Utah State Mental Hospital.
Yeah.
And I used this little graphic that I have. I used this little system that I have in classes that I taught with some of the
That's
patients.
awesome.
And I mean, it's always gone over really well. And so I'd like to keep refining it. It's still kind of rough draft, right? Like the purposeful, maybe a better word being existential, right? So I'm always open to suggestions. I think the thing I pride myself most in is that I feel like you can make any goal that you have for yourself fits into one or more of these categories.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're looking, that's why I use it for self-improvement. I feel like if you're looking to improve an aspect of your life, it fits into one or more of these categories.
Yeah. Also, if you know yourself well, you'll know which of these you're already good at and which ones you're not, so that you can focus on growing the ones that you feel like you're short in and you could do better. Or also you could focus on
Exactly.
things that you're good at so you can feel better about yourself.
Exactly. That's now that you mention it, that's something else. When I originally made it, it was meant to just be kind of a self-reflection thing. Like, how am I doing as a person? Like, for myself, not for anybody else, but
Yeah.
like, do I feel happy about myself? Where am I strong, and where could I maybe use some improvement?
Hmm.
Somebody came into the chat. They said, what is their name? Joe R. Parzik. I'm not sure if I said that right. But Joe was coming to the chat and said, we need to know about the world beyond space. What is like the things that are spiritual? I'm not sure if that was a question or a statement. He said, what's spiritual, as in like what is spiritual?
What is
I'm not sure if that was the ending to his thought
Is there
or
a
if that
question
was
mark at the
the
end?
question. No, there's no punctuation.
I think he was just contributing to the conversation.
Hmm. Yes, and I think we both agree heartily. So
Yeah.
now's the time to vote in the chat. The first thing we're going to vote on, we're going to vote on which aspect of health we want to make a community goal for in the month of February. So how this works is on the Discord server and in the live shows that will happen throughout this month, we will be checking in on each other. We'll be like, hey, how's the goal doing? Everybody post like a picture or a selfie, or post, it depends on what the goal is, obviously. For January, we decided that we wanted to take our bodies outside for some fresh air and do more walking outside. Not just to
That's
appreciate
grass.
the nature, right? Not just to appreciate the nature, but also just to get moving, to get outside. And so our goal was to walk outside, take a walk outside at least once a week. And people in the Discord server were posting selfies. And if they didn't want to take a picture of themselves, they were just posting pictures of the scenery that they saw while they were outside. So it
Oh,
doesn't have
that's
to
awesome.
involve pictures. Yeah, it was great. We loved it. It was a lot of fun. So it doesn't have to be something involving pictures, right? It could just be like, hey, like something that you write down, or so a challenge that I received a while back was just keeping a gratitude journal. It could totally be something like that, right? Like you participate by just writing something that you're grateful for every Tuesday or something like that. We want to make sure that whatever goal we come up with, it's not punishing. First off, we want to make sure that it's not something that you're going to beat yourself up about if you don't get around to it. But we want to make sure that it's something that's motivating, something that's achievable, a SMART goal. I think that's I don't remember what the acronym stands for, but SMART goals are like not simple, some other S word, measurable, attainable, realistic, and a time. I think T stands for time. So there's a certain time span for this goal. But first, before we go into the nitty-gritty of the goal, we're going to choose which aspect of health we're going to devote to the month of February. There's 12 aspects, 12 months. So physical, we did last month. Existential health, I think I want to save that for later. It doesn't necessarily have to be the last one we do, but I want to save a little bit for later. So we're going to make a poll. I'm going to type it out real quick. So we're going to focus on we have 10 options, 10. So I feel like that's, pretty good. Emotional, mental, intellectual, nutritional. Did I spell that right? Oh, I did. Nutritional, spiritual, social, sexual, environmental, occupational or financial health for the month of February. Okay, I would love to see you guys in the chat and see what you guys think we should do for the month of February. Let me put it in both chats. Please go ahead and vote in the chat. And actually, I think while they vote, this would be a good time to do our little game, actually.
Yeah, where can I find the pool?
The poll? Oh, I was going to make a poll, but I don't think YouTube polls actually have enough for 10 options. Maybe they do.
Is it on Discord?
There is a poll on Discord, but that was like just to see what the people on Discord were saying if they weren't able to make it to the live show. No, I'm putting the poll in the chats, in the YouTube chats that we're in.
Okay.
And I just typed out the options and says which one do you want? So people will type in what they think we'd like to focus on.
Can I say something that might? Yeah. I was just about to ask if I can say something that might bias your viewers towards one response.
Go for it. There's no wrong answer. We can do any of them.
I think intellectual for this month would be a great option because it's a nice contrast to what we did or what you did with your fans, with your viewers last month, which is physical. Okay. So growing last month, you grew externally. You grew on the outside. You did something physical and active in real life and present. So I think focusing on what's more intellectual, what's more inner and in your head, mind, and thinking is just a good contrast to that, just to switch things up a little, you know?
Awesome. So we've got, you've cast your vote for intellectual. We've got two other votes so far. Somebody voted for mental health, which is adjacent to that. And then somebody else voted for spiritual health. So I think it looks like we're going to be going down kind of what you were just talking about, something that's more internal than external. Because I think, let's see, we've got physical, nutritional, social, environmental, occupational, and financial. We've got 6 external ones and 6 internal ones. Actually, that's crazy. That's so well balanced. If I might pat myself on the back. So yeah, ignore my voice crack.
Whoa, that was a voice crack.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so while we wait for the votes to come in, we've got 3 votes. I'm going to take into account the votes that we got on the Discord server. I'm going to take into account the votes we got on the Discord server, but I'm not going to say what those votes are yet, mostly because I don't know off the top of my head, and I'd have to pull it up. But let me pull it up just so that I have it once we're ready. But I think we should do our 20 questions game while we're waiting. Do you concur?
I concur.
Alrighty. Excuse me. All right, so for those of you who don't know how 20 questions works, one person is thinking of something in a category, for example, an animal, right? So if we were to use animal, do you want to go with animal? Make it easy for the first time we do it?
How many rounds are we going?
3 at max, but we might just do 1 now and then another one at the end where like we switch roles. So if you want, you can start by thinking of something instead of me and I have to guess yours.
Sure.
You could start. You could start if you want. All right. What's the category? Do you want to do animals or do you want to do something else? Animals is just like the go-to.
Let me think for a second. Animal is like solid, easy to go to. But let me see if I can think of something else.
So I have like 3 go-tos. Animals is just animals, like the basic one.
Food. And
yeah.
Let's see. I can't think of the third one. What is it?
So there's animals and food, but my third go-to is a category I am currently undefeated in. It's Disney characters.
Disney character. Ooh.
Right? That sounds fun.
You want to go with that one?
No, it's totally up to you. Totally up to you.
All right, let's go with food. I'll go with
Okay.
food.
Food. All right.
Mm.
So do you have it? Are you thinking of a food?
Should I make should I make it general or can it be specific? A little specific. But
Yeah, it
someday
can
you
be
let
as
me know.
specific as you want it. Like for example, I think last time I played with somebody, I was thinking of Hawaiian pizza, and
Okay.
they said like, is it pizza? And the answer was yes, but they
Ah,
hadn't gotten it yet, right?
okay. Yes. Gotcha.
So they had to keep guessing to figure out what kind of pizza it was. So it can be as specific, or it could
Okay.
be apple, or it could be apple strudel, right? It could be as
Okay.
general or
I
specific
got
as
it.
you want.
I
You got
got
it?
it. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, First question: is this food a prepared dish?
Um, what would be an okay? Yes, it is.
Yes. Okay. So like an apple is not a prepared dish
It's,
because
yeah,
that's
it's just natural.
right,
That's we get it from the tree, from the plant.
right. But spaghetti is a prepared dish
Yeah, because
because
they
it's
gotta
something
put
that
all the
somebody
things
like put
together.
together, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So it is a prepared dish.
That's a good
Is
question.
this dish meant to be eaten hot?
Uh, Mostly yes. Let's say yes.
Mostly. Well, yes. Okay. Generally hot. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, does this dish have meat in it?
No.
No meat. Okay. All right, that eliminates quite a bit. Okay, so a hot dish without meat. That eliminates a lot. Cuz there's like it's very rare that you have a cold dish with meat. But like most meat dishes are hot or meant to be consumed hot. So unless we're talking about sushi, but you already said that it's hot. If you said it was cold, I probably would have guessed sushi right away.
It's not sushi.
No, that wasn't. Ah, dang. Are you counting that? You can count that as a question if you want, because I was kind of loose-lipped
No,
with
you
that.
weren't asking that. You were just making the statements. I won't.
Okay. That's 3 questions I've asked, right?
Uh,
Prepared dish, hot, and does it have
hot.
meat?
Yes. So
Okay.
now this is your fourth question.
Okay, so I'm on my 4th question. Okay, does this dish, is it wet?
No.
No? Okay, so I've basically eliminated like all pasta and like any saucy foods. Dang, okay, so a warm dish that doesn't have meat and it's not wet.
Can
Okay.
like can I say something that is more nuanced to your question, or are
I
you
mean,
supposed to reach all conclusions on your own?
it's totally up to you. You can give me as much or as little help as you want.
Okay, it's mostly not wet, but you usually add something to it that will make it somewhat wet.
Okay. Let's see. Somebody asked, would fruit salad be prepared food? And that is a prepared dish. Yes. A salad of any kind is a prepared dish. So it's not about
Unless it
like,
grows straight out of a tree and you get the bowl and
right,
everything together.
right. If it falls on the ground prepared and diced up and everything, and you just eat it off the ground, then yeah, then it's not a prepared dish. Nature prepared it. Okay. Doughboy jumped in the chat just now and said, I feel like in the orange. I don't know if he was saying I feel like I'm an orange, or if he was referring to the 12 aspects of health, saying that like emotional health is what he wants to focus on, or if he was saying I should guess something in this food game about an orange. I don't know.
You've got like what, 15 guesses? You can do that.
Yeah, I got this.
Okay.
I think I need to ask next. Is this something you would eat for dinner?
You could, but typically you don't eat it for dinner.
Typically, you don't eat it for dinner. Okay, is this a breakfast food?
Yes.
Ah. Okay, I think I usually don't waste a question on something so specific, but I have to just get it out of the way because it would be kind of legendary if this was it. Are you thinking of banana pancakes?
No.
Ah, dang! Ah,
To
dang!
think of it. I need to try
Oh,
pancakes though.
they're good. So some people they make pancakes and then they just like coin bananas on top of it and then you put the syrup on, right?
Ooh, that
I
sounds so good.
sometimes I know it is. I like to do that, but I also like to take. It depends on how much batter I'm using, on how much of banana I use. But I actually like mash up the banana into the batter.
Oh, yeah, that sounds amazing.
It's so good. Come
Do
over.
you add
I'll
any
make you
fruits on
some.
top? Oh, I'm
Oh
so
yeah,
down.
yeah. You can
You
add
add
some
more bananas?
strawberries, some raspberries if you want. You get some powdered sugar. There's tons of stuff you can do.
That's awesome.
Get some eggs, some orange juice, and some sausage links, and it's the best.
Ooh, dude, stop. We need to stop talking about food.
Oh, okay.
I feel like you're only 3 questions away from making the guess.
For making the guess.
Tops.
Okay. So it's not meat. Oh, I should have asked if it was like protein because I could have eliminated eggs too. Okay, so it's a breakfast food. Is it? Ooh. Okay. You add something wet to it. So I said banana pancakes, but it technically could just still be pancakes. Is this? Is this thing? Ooh. How do I
Don't
want to?
overthink it. Don't overthink it.
Okay. Do you make this thing on a stovetop?
Yes, but also you
Okay.
can. Let's see. You could make it in different ways as well. Wait, actually, no.
Stovetop
you
or
don't,
griddle?
You don't make it on a stovetop. Never mind. Scratch that.
You don't?
No.
So I wouldn't make it on the stove or on a griddle or anything. I wouldn't make it in a pan or a pot.
Well, hold on. I need to look up what a griddle is.
It's like a hot plate, so you can cook things
you
on.
don't make it on any of those. No.
Is it something you have to put in the oven?
Nope.
Okay. Does it involve bread? Okay, I was thinking of
Could you be more
toast. So by your
specific?
reaction, I can tell that it's not
No.
toast.
No.
Somebody said, 2 people are saying that chocolate chip pancakes are their favorites.
Ooh, those are good.
So you don't. How is it hot then? If you don't make it, if you don't do it on a stove top, and you don't do it in the oven.
I can give
And
you one hint that will definitely give it away, but I'm gonna wait until like you've
yeah,
got
not yet,
one or
not
two
yet, not yet.
questions left.
See, I was thinking like, okay, not stovetop, not oven. So then I was thinking like toaster. That's why I said like, does it involve bread? And you said no. So I'm like, oh, well, so then
You're
I'm
on
only
the right
thinking
track.
like,
You're on the right track though.
okay, is this? Does it involve?
Now I'm gonna give you a hint. It's general.
Is it?
It's not a specific dish.
Okay. So it's kind of
It's
general.
not gonna be like a chocolate peanut butter smoothie. It's not gonna be that
Right.
specific.
Okay.
It's gonna be more
All
like
right. Is this the main attraction on a breakfast plate?
Like in general,
So
or
like,
if it's
so like the
served?
pancake or the waffle is like the main thing on the plate, surrounded by like eggs, hash browns, bacon, or something like that.
It would be the main thing.
Okay. But pancakes are made. Oh, is it waffles?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, I guess. Oh, you don't make it in any of those things. Hey, that's good. That's smart.
You said pancakes or waffles. I was like, hold on.
I think I got it a little bit because I saw you go, like you did your body took a screenshot for a second. It was like
That's so funny.
waffles. Let's go.
Congratulations.
I was generalizing waffles as pancakes, and I was like, no, all of those things you make on the stove, and then I realized you don't make a waffle on a stove. It's impossible to make on a stove.
Yep.
You don't make it in the oven or in a toaster. You make it in a waffle maker, and it's the only thing you ever make in a waffle maker.
Exactly, but you were you were right on track. on the right
I
track.
was right on
Every
track.
question got you closer. You went to from stove, like thinking of pancakes, to
Uh-huh.
toaster, which is more specific way to make
Right.
something hot and in a certain shape. But you were just one step away from figuring out that it wasn't a toaster, it was a waffle maker, and you got it.
Yeah.
See, I told you, you were 3 questions away, and you
Very
were exact.
nice.
I said that earlier, and you were exactly 3 questions away when you finally got the answer.
Was I really? Oh, let's go. I love 20 questions. I think it's such an underrated game. People are suggesting how to eat waffles. They're saying put a chocolate chip in every waffle hole. So that sounds good. But I'd
Ooh,
probably
and
put
then put it
more
in the
than
waffle maker.
maybe. I don't know. I would. I would do
Be
that.
great.
I'd probably put more than just one chocolate chip in every waffle hole. But somebody's
I like
asking, do
I
you,
like my waffles with, if I'm getting them served to me at a restaurant, I'll have the fancy stuff. I'll have that brown sugar. I'll have the
nice.
Canadian maple syrup. I'll have uh, the
Gosh, I'm so
the
hungry now.
melted the melted berries and all those things. I'll have the cream on top. But if I'm
My
making my
mouth is
own,
watering, bro.
I know, I know, me too. So, so what are we gonna get after this, huh? What are you gonna eat after this? I'm probably gonna go with my typical night smoothie. Just keep it simple.
Come over. Banana pancakes it is.
That's awesome. But if I'm making my own waffles, I like to keep it simple, and I just go with the creamy peanut butter right after I get it out of the waffle maker, so that it melts on top, and it adds the protein that you need, so that it's not just pure carbs. And then maybe add some
Nice.
honey on top, and
Awesome.
I'm set. I'm having so many voice cracks right now because. So I don't know if you guys don't know about this. I was just telling James about this earlier before we started the stream, but I kind of cooked and fried my voice over the past couple of days singing, which is we're gonna get into it. Topic of hobbies. It's one of my hobbies at the moment. I strained my voice, so right now I'm at a point where it's like every other sentence I'm having a little tiny voice crack, but I'm gonna push
That's
through it
okay.
for the
I
sake of
mean,
the
it's me too. Cause I just got over being sick. So yeah, both of our voices. I'd say my voice is about like it's at like a 78% is what my like 82. My voice is like 82% capacity right now. So I'm not like bad, but
I would say I'm
so real
at
quick,
like
just to
42.
catch up with the chat.
Nope. James, you froze. Hello?
Hello, we are back. Sorry, guys, just some technical difficulties. Give us a second as we fix everything up real quick. So, for anybody who's like confused, what just happened? My camera just died. It's overheated, and you know, technical difficulties happen. It's okay. It happens sometimes. But for now, Ayub gets to steal the show with his wonderfully handsome face.
Appreciate it.
But I hope you guys can hear me. You should be able to hear me. My system says that you guys can hear me, so if you can't, your fault. I'm just kidding, that's a joke. So just adjusting the layout now that we just have Ayub on screen. And his camera quality is better than mine anyway, so I think we're fine. If you guys want to just let us know, hey, the audio is off or you're louder than the other person, tell us, please. Okay, good. People didn't leave.
That's good. That's good. That's live streaming life. It's like 50% just technical issues and trying to figure them out and fix them.
So I was in the middle of saying that Romelo, however, I don't know how you say your name, but if you want to put a pronunciation guide in the chat, that would be fantastic. Romelo Rally has jumped in the chat, and I'm super excited. I've been waiting to like say what he's saying because I think it's hilarious. He came in the chat, and he said, do you like potatoes and cheese? I think he's asking both of us. He asked, do you like potatoes and cheese? But he continued. He says, potatoes and cheese. Breakfast is potatoes and cheese. Lunch is potatoes and cheese. Dinner is fancy potato and cheese. And Jocelyn said, potatoes are pretty fire. And Romulo replied, extremely, Jocelyn.
Potatoes are one of God's greatest creations.
You think so? Yeah?
Think about how many different ways you can cook potatoes and serve them. Mashed potatoes, French fries, hash brown, blah, blah. I think the list could go on, and all of them are so freaking delicious.
I will say, there is a multitude of ways to prepare potatoes deliciously. I will never grow old of potatoes. Samwise Gamgee said it best.
I will never either. If a person doesn't like potatoes, there's something intrinsically wrong with them. Just run away. Don't even talk to them.
Okay, so we actually did get a pronunciation guide from Romelo. We got a pronunciation guide on how to say their name in the chat. Romelo, welcome to the chat, Romelo. I'm super honored you're here. So we finished our 20 questions, and we were just catching up with the chat, and now we're gonna collect the results of the poll to figure out which aspects of health we want to focus on for the month of February. First of all, thank you to anybody who's still here. We really, really appreciate you guys. Doughboy, Death Star, Most Insane Bean had to leave early. Sorry, that sounded like a list. The Most Insane Bean had to leave early, but I know that Death Star and Doughboy are still here. Jocelyn's here. Romelo has come into the chat. Really appreciate you. There's been a lot of people who've come in the chat, and we just love that you guys are here. Thank you from both of us so much. So we're going to collect the results of the poll to figure out which aspect of health we're going to talk about now. So earlier, Doughboy was talking about he's feeling orange, and he was talking about the aspect of health that's colored orange. He was talking about the emotional one. So we got 1 vote for emotional, 1 vote for spiritual. Ooh, I can spell. Hold on. Spiritual. 1 vote for intellectual. Romelo Rally said, biggest February concern for me is not exploding my RC car. I will cry with you if your RC car explodes spontaneously.
That would be awful.
And then somebody else voted in mental health. So emotional, spiritual, intellectual, and mental all got 1 vote. Before we continue, I forgot the long form chat. There is some catching up to do there. Death Star said, James, you say you're undefeated in Disney characters for 20 questions, but I think I'm good enough to win. So Death Star, I think what you're saying is that you could guess a Disney character that I'm thinking of, which would be so much fun, and we're gonna have to do that our next game night, our next game stream. When I say I'm undefeated, it's not that nobody can guess my characters, it's that I have never been stumped by somebody else's character that they're thinking of. I lie. Actually, okay, I'm technically not allowed to say undefeated anymore. There was one person who stumped me with a movie that I hadn't seen. So, like...
Ooh, what was it?
It was the second Maleficent live action that I've seen now, but I hadn't seen at the time when they were thinking.
I didn't know there was a second one. When did it come out?
I have no idea. Yeah, I think it was.
I love the
it was
first one,
before
though.
2020. Yeah, no, they're both good. After watching the second one, I was like, dang, that was also pretty good.
Yeah. So you would say that you can guess a character from like any Disney movie that you have seen, no matter how niche or specific, or is it just the
feel like
big
I could.
ones?
No. I feel like I could like.
Okay.
And there's sometimes where, like, my fiance tried to quiz me on a movie I hadn't seen. I had not seen the live-action Mulan yet, and she was thinking of the Phoenix from the live-action Mulan. And on question number 19, I got it. Just because I had seen the trailer, and I figured out it was from a live-action Mulan movie, but it was a character that didn't appear in the original. So I guessed the Phoenix, question 19.
That's really impressive.
Thank you. Okay, so Romulo just came in the chat. He said his vote for the poll, and you said a bit late for the poll, but don't worry, we are totally cool with accepting answers for the poll. He voted also for Purposeful, which we're gonna rebrand, and I'm gonna like redo the graphic that I have. We're gonna rebrand it Existential. Heck yeah. Okay, Existential has a vote. Now we're gonna pull up the poll in the Discord server. So financial health got a vote, sexual health got a vote, social health got a vote, but there were 3 categories that got 2 votes, and that's emotional, mental, and nutritional health. Combine these votes with the ones that we've gotten in the live stream today, and we have 3 votes for emotional and mental health. So, final poll. We're gonna move into our last big segment that we have while we do this poll with you guys. This time we've narrowed it down to 2 options. Which aspect of health out of these 2 are we gonna focus on for the month of February? Emotional health or mental health? Go ahead and vote in the chats. Tell us, let us hear your voice so that we know what you would like. Death Star did say something else funny in the chat. He said, my birthday is this month. February is my birth month, so could my vote count for 2? But Death Star voted for mental health, and that's one of the finalists. So emotional and mental health. If Ayub, if you have a vote, which one would you go for between the 2 of those?
I would go with emotional health.
Emotional health. All right. We'll see what the chat votes. In the meantime, I think it's actually...
I feel like emotional
Emotional
is more like momentarily. There we go. It's in the present, and you can deal with it like in short-term stuff. But mental is more big. It takes time. It takes a lot more work and reflection and thinking. And if we were gonna address one of those topics, whichever topic wins, in this stream, I feel like I could talk more about emotional stuff than the mental health, and I could contribute to that conversation more. So that's why I'm personally going with emotional health.
Solid. I have a question for you, and I don't mean to throw you under the bus, but
Okay.
You said earlier that you think this 12 aspects of health system that I have is good for self-reflection and measuring what your strengths are and then maybe what you need to improve at. Do you think that your vote for emotional is because you feel like you could provide more advice in that category, but maybe the mental health is one that you could use some more reflection on? This is a total...
Yeah.
This might be like way out of left field.
Yeah. No, yeah, 100%. I feel like most of us could really use a lot more reflection and help when it comes to mental health. Because if not, then why is psychology a field? Why are there so many
Right.
therapists, so many people that dedicate their lives to understanding these things so they can help other people navigate those issues and this thing, you know? It's a big thing. I feel like you could spend a lifetime trying to figure it out and not have it figured out. But you'll definitely be better at
And
the end of that time than you were at
yeah.
the start when you didn't try to reflect on it and think about it more and learn.
And to be completely fair, I'm in the same boat with you. I feel like I could talk a lot about emotional health. I feel like I got a pretty good grip on that, but mental health is like can seem like a very intimidating subject. So I hope you didn't feel like I was throwing you under the bus or anything
No, it's all
because I'm
good.
absolutely in the
No,
same
you're
boat
good.
where it's like, oh yeah, I definitely feel like I could give advice on emotional health more readily than mental health because mental health is a big topic that some people are intimidated by.
Mm.
So far in the chat, we have one vote for mental health, actually. But technically, we have a vote for emotional from you, Ayub, and your vote does count. I think I'm the only one. I have, like, the presidential veto power, basically. I can make final decision if there's, like, a tie, right? But
Say if
everybody
there's a
else...
tie, we flip a coin.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that, too. You would have to flip it, though, because you're the only one on camera.
I don't, wait, actually, I do have a coin. I was about to say I don't have a coin, but I do. I have a bag full of coins, actually,
Very
that I
nice.
rarely use, but this might be one of the moments that I might bring it out.
So while we wait for the chat to cast their votes, everybody's casting their vote for emotional versus mental. Versus is actually a bad way to think about it. Emotional or mental health. Everybody in the chat who's voted so far are saying that like, oh, both are important. I could vote for both, but I think this one, which I think is awesome. While we're waiting for the chat to vote, we have 15 more minutes planned-ish, I believe, that we have some wiggle room in. For anybody who doesn't know, these streams are supposed to be an hour long, but oftentimes they do end up going longer, and that's not a bad thing at all. We are more than happy to go a little bit over. So we wanted to talk. The title of this video was Building Bridges, and this is talking about just building up yourself and building up your relationships with other people. And Ayub here, in my personal, if I might praise him for a second, my personal opinion, I think Ayub is an expert on building bridges in his own life, in a self-reflection sort of way, but also building bridges that connect him to other people. He and I have become friends because of the bridges that both of us have built from. We've both built this bridge from both sides, and I don't think I can think of anybody else that I'd rather have as a guest on my show to talk about this than Ayub himself. So
I'm flattered. Thank you.
Ayub, I have some questions I could start with just to kickstart the discussion, but is there any thought that you have immediately you'd like to share?
Let's get right into the questions.
Awesome. Okay, so when it comes to a question, I see a lot of people. Hold on, that was like 5 different thoughts colliding at once. Let me reset.
That's what happens when you start talking about big topics like this. There's just so much that you want to touch on.
So much.
And so little time.
So much. But I meet with and talk with a lot of people who feel like their lives are just kind of empty. And empty is the word that they use, but not necessarily the word that I would use. I would maybe use the word stagnant. Maybe that they've just got stuck in the same old routine, or they only know the things that they know. They only know the kind of life that they've always lived, or at least have gotten used to living in recent times. So what maybe, as the self-proclaimed hobby guy, what would you say to people who are maybe feeling like they are stuck? Whether we're talking like midlife crisis, or somebody who's maybe still in their youth, just feeling like their life lacks the variety or the depth or the meaning. What is something small that you would tell somebody they should start with or they should try?
Okay. So I think that if you feel like you're stuck, and or your life is empty, it's mainly because you're living in a routine that you don't particularly like. There might be some ups where you feel good, you feel fine, but there will be a lot of downs. And that's mainly because you're stuck in a routine that is boring, that is monotonous, and it's just mostly stuff that you don't genuinely want to do. So the biggest thing is probably gonna be it's two things. One is gonna be social connections, spending time with people that you like, that you have similar interests with. But notice how I said similar interests with. That is the thing that I want to focus more on, which is hobbies. So the more hobbies that you have, meaning the more interests that you have, the more you are likely to connect with more people. So let's focus on the hobbies parts. I would say find things that you find interesting and fun and put more time and energy into them, and you will notice that your life become much more colorful, much more vibrant and happy just from this little change, just by including maybe a little hobby once or twice a week in your life. And the more time that you have, or the more that you enjoy it, the more you can include it in your life, as much as you want or as little. But include some kind of hobby that you enjoy, that you like, not because other people told you should do it, but rather maybe some people told you to do it and you tried it and you liked it. But don't just go to the gym and lift weights just because people tell you that you should do it and that it's good for you. But when you do it and you've been doing it for months, you just don't feel any joy and you don't like it. Do something that you enjoy because you enjoy it, not because other people tell you to or that you should do it.
Thank you very much. I think I would just absolutely agree with that. You shouldn't. I th- it's good to take advice. I mean, that's what they're doing right now. Is they're taking advice from us, right? We're saying, hey,
Yeah.
maybe you should try this, right? So it's good to take advice from people, but I think it's important not to base yourself off of others.
Yeah.
I think it's important to take the advice other people give you and apply them in your own way, because you are your own self and you have your own strengths, your own personality, your own abilities, and nobody's better at being you than you are. So don't try to improve the way somebody else does. Try to improve you the way that the way that is you, right? So talk to different people, connect with different people, have conversations, find out what other people do, and take little pieces from every corner of the world that you learn from.
Exactly. And building on that and on what I just said before, I would say, like, if we had to condense what I basically said um, to a small sentence, I would make it: try new things. Just try new things, a lot of new things, even things that you don't think you might be interested in. Try them and see what you like and what sticks, and stick with the things that you like. But the more that you try new things, the more options you're going to have, the more you're going to learn about yourself and what you like and what you don't, and then you could spend your time doing those things. But try as many new things as you can.
Awesome. Thank you again so much. Follow-up question. I'm thinking about some of the people that I know watch these shows. I know some of them personally, and some of them I've gotten to know just from having them visit my shows, my streams so often. So I know some of them feel that they lack the confidence to get out there and either try new things or meet new people. Do you have anything to say to those who feel like they lack the confidence or the ability? They are afraid to take that first step. How would you encourage those friends that we have out there?
I will say bravery is not being scared, nervous, and anxious. Bravery is being scared of something and still doing it. So I know it might be intimidating. I know it might be scary, but once you dip your toe in the water, it's gonna become much easier. The most difficult thing about it is just showing up and being there and putting yourself out there. That's the most difficult part. But once you do that, everything that follows is much easier. So I know that it's intimidating and it can be scary, but you gotta be brave. You gotta do it even when you're scared. And I promise you, the payoff is gonna be worth it, and you're gonna thank yourself for doing it after and for not staying at home or not doing the thing that you want to do, whether that is going to a social event, a book club, or going to a pickleball club, whatever it is. You're gonna thank yourself after going for not staying at home and just not doing it.
Thank you very much, Ayub. This is one of those moments where I don't feel like I have anything to add because, I mean, yeah, you said it all. I'm very glad that we have you here tonight. Before we wrap anything up, I do want to ask you, from somebody who, well, let me formulate this question in my head for a second. From somebody who has so many hobbies, some people, and in my experience, usually people who are a generation older than us, might use the phrase jack of all trades to describe somebody in more of a negative connotation. Do you, I don't have like a specific
Oh,
idea of what your answer might be to this. I'm more just curious on your thoughts. Do you think there is merit to their concern that somebody who practices everything is master of none, or do you think that they are coming about it the wrong way?
mm.
Do you think there's
Give me one
value?
second. Give me one second because I need to remember the full quote. The jack of all trades is the master of none. That's only half of the quote. That's
Yes.
from Shakespeare, by the way. If you don't know that, it's from Shakespeare, and it goes: "The jack of all trades is the master of none, but is better." And I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly word for word, but it goes, but it's the jack of all trades is the master of none, but better than the. Hold on, James, I gotta look it up. I gotta look it up because I can't remember it. But it's very important to get the full quote and not the half of it.
I'm also looking it up actually right here. Okay, I got it right here. A jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one.
See, that's the full quote, and people misquote Shakespeare by only taking the first half, and then they misunderstand that people think that you gotta be specialized in one thing and that's it, and then if you put your efforts into anything else, then you're wasting your time because you're not achieving your full potential. But the more knowledge and experience you have in more things, the better perspective that you have on things in general, which leads me to something that I learned from having so many hobbies. And that is the mindset change about the way you approach things. The more hobbies that you learn, the more skills that you acquire from the different things that you try, the more you kind of develop a process for how you learn things and you see things. And the more that you learn new things, the more it develops. Let me give you an example. So, the first sport that I've ever tried outside of school, as like I got into a club to learn it kind of officially and paid money to do it, was a form of martial arts that was very close to MMA, which is mixed martial arts. When I did that, I was like 14. I had no experience in martial arts whatsoever or sports in general outside of soccer in school. And I was horrible. I didn't know how to approach the training. I didn't know, like, I had very slow progress in the sport. And I did that for like a few months and then left it. Then, the next time that I got into a different martial arts sport, sorry? Okay. Um, the more the next time that I got into a different sport, and that was boxing, it was easier to pick things up, and it was. Sorry, James.
Can you? I
Were you talking to me?
no. Was can you hear me talking?
Yeah, I could hear
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
you.
Sorry. I'll explain what was happening either. Or later. Please finish what you were saying.
Okay, no worries. Um, so yeah, but the next martial arts that I tried was boxing, and when I got into it, I kind of had a better idea of how to approach the training and how to go about it. So that made me progress faster and better at boxing. Fast forward many years later, after I tried so many different sports and so many different hobbies, now I'm mostly focused on playing, making music. And that started by me playing the drums. And the way that I approach playing the drums is I kind of established a routine of, okay, I'm watching online videos about what I should be doing. I should practice this amount of times a week and a day. I'm gonna focus on some rudiments, so some technical stuff. I'm gonna include some free play in my routine so I can get more comfortable improvising. And I'm gonna practice songs at the same time so I can include more beats and fills into my vocab. And then after playing the drums for a year and establishing that routine, I transitioned into playing the guitar, keyboard, and even singing. And that process that I established of for the drums kind of just came along to me picking up all those new instruments. And so the amount of progress that I'm making in such a little time is becoming better, like much more significant and much bigger than the amount of progress. So basically, the amount of progress that I make now in a month learning a new instrument is more, maybe like 5 times more or 6 times more than I would have 10 years ago before I've picked up all those hobbies and learned all these things. And to wrap up this long talk, it doesn't just apply to your hobbies, it applies to the way that you approach everything in life and your perspective about things. So, like your relationships with other people, your communication skills, you realize that it's things like people aren't just naturally good at things. That is maybe whether that is talking, storytelling, singing. It's not just pure talents, it's things that you can develop. And that opens your mind to the idea of if I want something, I can achieve it no matter what. It's not impossible. It's totally possible. It just requires time, work, practice, and consistency. And you could apply that to your relationships with other people, your communication skills. You could apply that to school, to your way of thinking, to your hobbies, uh, to a lot of things, to everything in life, basically, and even to your relationship with God, your spirituality, your mental health. And you know what? I actually I'm gonna say one more thing before I wrap up this part of the talk. Um, Having hobbies and interests, and I kind of strayed away from your initial question, but that's just how conversations go and how I think. Uh, when you have hobbies, I would recommend having at least one physical hobby and one creative hobby. So whether the goal of this month ends up being mental health or emotional health, you having hobbies will drastically improve both of these things for you. Because when you're occupied with something that you enjoy doing, like playing the guitar or doing a physical sport like volleyball and being around people that you play it with and interact with, all of those things will make you spending time on those things make you spend less time thinking about how, oh shoot, I'm sad about not having a girl in my life, or oh, I'm not doing like well in this thing like school. So you spend less time thinking about negative things and more time on positive things, which will improve your mental health in general and emotional health drastically. And there's this whole other side of you developing intellectual skills, a ability to think, which will improve the quality of your life in general. It's a big topic. I could get into so many different like paths and ways and sides to the benefits of having hobbies, but I don't want to take too much time just talking. So I want to give the mic back to James because I just talked for like I don't know 10 minutes without a break.
No worries. You're totally good.
Oh boy, I'm sweating.
No, you're good. So real quick, for anybody on stream, you guys might have been confused. He stopped talking a couple of times and went, "Are you saying something to me?" You could hear me. You guys couldn't. I was muted on the stream. Didn't realize I wasn't muted on the call. There's actually somebody who's just walked in the room, Ayub, and he'd like to say hi to you. And people on stream already know him. Go ahead and say hi to Isaac.
Isaac Benson.
Yes, sir. Long time no see.
No way. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm
It's been a
doing
minute.
great. Oh yeah, it's been a very long time. It's what, been a year or two?
Dude. Yeah, the last time I saw you was at the Friendsgiving at Bradley's house, which is where
Yeah.
James was there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, what have you been up to?
Oh, I just got a house, got a girlfriend.
yeah.
I mean,
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
nothing.
Still hitting the gym, still getting swole.
Oh yeah. I mean, after I got in a car accident not too long ago, but I got cleared to work out
Oh,
again.
shit.
So I'm starting to work out again.
That's
and
awesome.
I'm hitting some PRs for a lot of stuff. So I'm excited for that.
Heck yeah, dude, that's awesome. Keep it up. It's nice to hear your voice again.
Oh man, it's nice to hear yours. I've been seeing you on Instagram and everything, with your drumming, and I've been very impressed with that. That was fantastic.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's so fun. I love the drums. It's my life has changed since I picked up the drums.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sorry to cut in at the very end of this. This is
No, it's all good, man. I'm glad you did.
yeah, because this is what, this is a self-improvement live stream.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah,
James
'cause-
could tell you about it.
Oh yeah, because it just reminds me of Bradley. Oh my goodness, I remember tuning in for his live streams. I remember actually being in one of his videos for everything.
Yeah, you were. I never was, but there were a few couple of live streams that I participated in terms of donating, trolling Brad with like spamming donations up until the point that my bank blocked my account because they thought I was like I had my credit card or debit card stolen and somebody was just making
Yeah.
so many payments, so they had to like text me and be like, "Is this you?" Blah blah blah. But yeah, it was fun. Good times.
Oh yeah. But James has actually given me permission to say this, but we have a question in the chat for you.
Ooh,
Can we get
okay.
on something, or can you get your advice on something they're asking?
Yeah, of course. What
So
is the question?
the question was, what would you do if one of your friends has a different personality around others than around you?
Ooh. Is that in a good way or a bad way? Like, to the person that asked that question, do you like who they are with you more than they are with other people, or do you not? Or is it neutral? What do you like? Could you be a little more specific?
Isaac just had to dip out for a second, but I wasn't able to hear your answer to the question, but I hope the chat did.
Yeah, I asked them to be a little more specific with the question.
Oh, okay.
Like, is them being different a good, like in a good way or a bad way, or is it neutral? Because I feel like I need to understand the situation a little more,
Romulo just
a little better
replied.
to give
Romulo-
advice.
Yeah, Romulo just replied and said their friend is neutral around them, but has a different personality around others.
I
He says
I
they
literally
speak
take
differently to
that.
me. He says they speak differently to me than when we are both around others.
Yeah, but when you say differently, do you mean like maybe they are more nice, and when it's just the two of you, they're like douchebags and rude? Why do you feel like that's an issue? And if so, why do you feel like that's an issue? So I'm answering your question with more questions. If I apologize, but I need to understand this better to give you an answer.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have the same questions for him actually. So while we wait for his reply, we are nearing the end of our stream. So we're gonna be switching formats one more time just to look back at our 12 aspects of health. The majority of the votes for which I'm sorry if that I just realized I'm sorry if this like is giving whiplash to anybody. The technical difficulties really threw me for a loop earlier, and so I'm just making sure that we I don't wanna dampen the meaning of anything we've been talking about by suddenly like switching topics. Was there any last things that you wanted to talk about when it comes to exploring new hobbies and becoming a rounded version of yourself rather than fitting what other people say you should be? Did you have any like concluding thoughts you wanted to give?
Yes, thank you for asking that. If I had to sum up everything that I said into like a shorter section of words, because I talked a lot, I would say get yourself a physical, social hobby and a creative hobby. And you don't have to get both, like both socially creative social and physical social hobbies, but I would advise or suggest that you get at least one hobby that is social, that puts you around people, because first of all, having hobbies is a good way to spend your free time, to be occupied with something that you enjoy. And if emotional and mental health is something that is important to you, it will help you a lot in that aspect. Two, having hobbies allows you to connect with more people that have similar interests to you. Uh, so that way you will meet more people that you are compatible with, and spending time with them, spending quality time with them, will make your life better, happier. It will open more doors to you, because I have met so many people because of the hobbies that I've had over the years and still do. And if I had to, like, I'm gonna make a quick list of the hobbies that I've been doing just for the past 2 years, not even the things before that. But I play pickleball, I play volleyball, I've done jujitsu, uh, I lift weights, so I go to the gym. Um, and in terms of non-physical stuff, I play the drums. I picked up electric guitar recently. I started singing. I picked up the keyboard, and for a while I was a content creator. So I made a lot of. Sorry, I was just reading one of the comments, and yeah, like having all those hobbies allowed me to meet people that have similar hobbies to mine. So I was able to make a lot of friends. So it opens up a lot of doors for you and gives you a lot of opportunities in life. Uh, and lastly, it will shift your way of thinking. It will shift your perspective on things in the most positive way. So, point is, have hobbies, because hobbies will make you happier and will improve your life.
Amen. Absolutely. Thank you again so much. I know we're nearing the end of our time here on stream. Um, we're waiting to hear back from Romolo. I asked him one more question in the chat just to clarify what he's asking for. I want to read something that somebody else put in the chat real quick before we nail down our mental health goal for February. So
Okay.
this is from my fiance in the chat, and if you guys are returning viewers on this channel, then you're probably very familiar with her. She's an amazing, wonderful human being, and I'm so lucky to be with her. She shared in the chat, I actually just got back from my psychiatrist's appointment. He was talking with me about how I should be prioritizing my life. He compares it to a jar where the biggest, most important, or most time-consuming things are your large rocks, followed by medium rocks, and then sand. If your life is put in the wrong order, like prioritizing the sand, then your jar can quickly overfill. However, if you have the big rocks already in place, and your life still feels empty, then you can begin adding in the smaller rocks, or the sand, to fill in the gaps. Then your life will begin to feel more full and more fulfilling. She then said, yeah, sorry, the bit of advice is really long. I hope it makes sense. I think it absolutely does, love. I love that analogy. I love that object lesson. Ayub, have you heard that before? The rocks in the jar?
I have, and I love it. But I want to hear your thoughts first about it. What do you think?
Absolutely. No, I think it does actually connect with what we're talking about. She specifically said, you should have the big rocks in place. And if your life still feels empty, then you can begin adding in the smaller rocks or sand to fill in the gaps. I think it's important. This kind of goes into our aspects of health, actually, that when we're talking about making, giving yourself new hobbies, trying new things, it's not just for the sake of doing what we're telling you to do. You should be trying new things in order to enhance the life you already have. This actually kind of wraps full circle into everything we've been saying, right? Don't do it because Ayub does it. Don't do it because James does it, right? Apply what we've talked about here. If you really want to apply what we've talked about here, apply what we've talked about to your life. It's not a cut, copy, paste.
Mm-hmm.
Your life is special. Your life is unique. Your life is important and valued. Your life, your lifestyle will have unique ways of adapting to and adjusting with new things that you invite into your story. As you invite new things into your story, into your lifestyle, new things that you try, they don't all need to stick. They don't all need to make drastic change. But you shouldn't base what you're trying to do off of the small rocks that we're talking about. Find a way. Work if you feel like you aren't steady as a person, or if you're not sure who you are, what you want to be, the small rocks can help. But don't base your life off of the experiences of Ayub or the experiences of James. Right? Don't base your life off of the small rocks of wisdom that you get from us. Your big rocks are important. Keep your big rocks. They're special and they're yours. Right? Make space for you. Don't become an imitation of anybody else. And I know that might not be a straight 100% analogy, but that's just kind of me speaking from the heart right now. So, I hope that makes sense. I don't know, Ayub, did that make sense?
That was beautiful. Yeah, and to kind of tie that back to what I was saying about the hobbies. Hobbies are meant to supplement your life and not totally replace it. So the big rocks in this analogy would be your responsibilities, your relationships with your family and friends, your relationship with God, your school, occupation, whatever it is. Those are the big rocks, and the sand or the small rocks are the hobbies, and they're supposed to make all those things, the quality of them, make them better. So your hobbies should be your way of unwinding, of kind of taking a step away from all those pressures and all those things that require a lot of energy and effort, mental and physical, so that you can recharge and get back into it with a full spirit.
Bingo, yes.
And back to the imitation thing, James, I really love your advice about creating your own story, living your life for yourself. But don't take that as in you can't have mentors.
Oh, of course not.
If you, yeah, I just like want to clarify that to
Please
the
do.
listeners.
Yes.
If you find somebody that you love the way that they think, you think they're like great, intelligent, respectable, loving people that you look up to and you want to be more like, then by all means, listen to them, get advice from them, hear their perspectives, um, l- imitate them in some sense, but also be yourself. But it's also okay to have mentors in life, and that's really important actually, to have mentors so they can help you navigate your own life, so that then you can create your own story and live it.
Thank you very much, Ayub. I want to thank you so much for being on stream today and for spending some extra time with us. We have two more pieces of business, but I don't want to take up too much more of your time because we're 15 minutes
No,
over the
it's
15-minute
it's okay.
extension.
It's all good. I'm okay with staying if you need me.
Yeah. So, Romolo has replied back. I wanna address. I think I know how to help you, Romolo. Before we get to what you're talking about in the chat, I want to finalize our February goal because that's my big rock for this stream.
Do it.
That's my big rock. Um, for the goal of February, let's come up with a supportive. Honestly, like the chat. Throw in ideas. Throw in what you would like to work on when it comes to mental health. Um, just so that we're not waiting on the chat, between you and me, Ayub, I'd like to, the two of us, start just talking out loud about what kind of a small community-based goal we could support, like the community could support each other with, that aligns with mental health. What's something that we can check in on each other with, a small, measurable, attainable goal that we could do multiple times throughout the month of February, in order to address our mental health. And then, like, as you and I come up with the goal together, if slash when ideas come into the chat, we can take those into consideration. I have a couple ideas to start, unless you do.
Um, when we bring up the goal of mental health, what comes to my mind is maybe it's just me, but I don't really think about myself, and you could kind of be the one who focuses on that, but I focus on others. So I would say check in on a friend
Oh,
at least like once every 2 weeks. Um, Now this is nuanced, but checking in doesn't just mean that you gotta text them and be like, "Hey, how are you doing mentally?" That's like too direct. And sometimes if you ask someone that question, even if they're going through it, they will not really tell you or answer you honestly. So it will be more like if there's someone in your life that you know is struggling for whatever reason they're struggling for, um, ask them to hang out. Maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. Ask them to hang out, do an activity together, something fun that you guys both enjoy. And then after the activity, after you've kind of hung out and gotten comfortable with each other, you could be like, by the way, how you doing in X? Doing well? No? And then just like be there for them.
absolutely. I think I have an idea. I have an idea based off what you just said. Reaching out to a friend is absolutely addressing mental health. And I think it's also like, uh, one thing I didn't mention before that I absolutely love, if I can have some pride for my little baby of a program that the 12 aspects of health is. Um, one thing that I do love about it is that each aspect of health absolutely connects with and affects the others, right? So like
Mhm.
that idea that you were just talking about, reaching out to a friend and addressing mental health, also addresses social health. Right? I think that's like a combination of social and mental. Absolutely. My idea, I would like to make sure that we address mental health. And so I want to take your idea and not quite invert it. I want to keep your idea but add an inversion to it. And what I mean by that is maybe we should talk about being the friend who needs help. I think this would be bold, but something that a lot of people need. I think we could focus on not just reaching out to help others, but accepting help. Because if we are focusing on mental health in the month of February, I think it's important to look out for other people's mental health, but also to take care of our own. Because a lot of people can very easily reach out to a friend and check out how and like see how the friend is doing, right? I think it's a million times harder for most people who would check on their friend to admit that they kind of need to be the one checked on, right? Do you agree with that? I feel like that's something that I personally feel. It's a lot easier for me to reach out to somebody else being like, hey, are you doing okay? Than for me to reach out to somebody and be like, hey, I need some comfort or I need some help.
100%. Yes.
I
There's nothing really that I can add to that. I totally agree.
I think let's kind of think about some kind of goal where we could practice that. Practice reaching out to our friends, but also asking for help. Right? Like what's a way, something that's like, it doesn't have to be big, but like something small and manageable where like it could even straight up be like, hey, this month in the Discord chat, in the Discord channel, share whenever you experience, keep an eye out for experiences where you can allow yourself to ask for help, or when you can reach out to somebody who needs help, and then come back later and just share your experience, right? It could be something as simple as that, but we can also make it a little more like measurable if we want to. What are your ideas?
I like your first idea. Making something that is related to mental health more measurable is kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie. So
It is a little tough, yeah.
how about how about kind of building off what you said, the first thing? How about something like share your own perspective about mental health with the people on Discord and what you've learned through something that you've gone through. And you don't have to give details, you don't have to give like specifics, but if you've learned something about mental health that has improved your own, then share it with others so that they can also learn from you. And vice versa. You can go and learn from other people sharing their perspectives and things that they learned about mental health that have improved their lives.
That's, yeah, absolutely. I often find I find that I lack the proper words to say when I want to tell somebody how much I appreciate the depth of their words. So, thank you so much. We did get something in the chat. Jocelyn said, sharing the advice is actually really cool, which she was reacting to what you were saying. Right before that, she said, she suggested a goal: write at least once a week about some time when you helped another or when you were helped, which I think is kind of where my brain is going.
I like that.
You like that? I think it could be nice. Where it's kind of like a once a week reflection. Jocelyn also said earlier during the stream that she would love to do something that has to do with like journaling. And so this actually kind of is a community journal where the goal can be, our goal collectively as a community right here, right now, this small circle of human beings who are sharing this moment together. I think it would be wonderful if we committed this month to be more mindful of ourselves when we need to reach out and ask for help, that we let ourselves do that. It will be very healing for our inner child, for our inner self. It is probably the highest form of self-care to allow yourself to ask for help. And in addition to that, be more mindful, strive to be aware of our friends who may need help. Be aware. I think it'd be nice for us this month to practice awareness of treating ourselves the way that we want to treat our friends when they need help. Allowing ourselves the same help that we want to give our friends. What do you guys think?
I personally think that's beautiful.
All right. Well, I think it's settled. I'll refine this. I'll, like, tonight, in the next, like, 24 hours or so, I'll refine this into, like, a solid sentence that we can put in the Discord server and that we can revisit every Friday on our live shows for the rest of the month of February. I realized just now that I forgot to ask how the January goal went for the people on stream today. So if you guys at the end of this show want to put in the chat how you feel you did with the January goal, which, if you forgot, was going on a walk outside at least once a week. How did you feel as you practiced this goal? Did you, share your experiences? Share it in the chat. If you're in the Discord server, share it there. The forum, the thread in the forum is still open for January. It doesn't close, it doesn't lock. You guys can come in anytime, continue to build and sustain that habit, or just come in and reflect on how it was the month that you tried it. And remember that for this month as we go ahead and pioneer our own largely young adult demographic, forging our path into taking care of our mental health and looking out for our friends. Thank you very much for being here with us tonight, Ayub. I hope that you enjoyed the experience.
James, this was an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. I actually enjoyed this so much. I'm glad to have had the opportunity to share my experience with hobbies and interests with your viewers, with you. And I hope that at least one person came out of tonight's live stream with some kind of benefit. I hope that I benefited at least one person in your live stream from my perspective, and that their life improves, even if just a tiny bit, by them trying out a new hobby because they listen to our podcast tonight, or however way they choose to take what they got from this live stream to apply to their lives.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If you're hoping to have impacted at least one person tonight, I'll tell you that you impacted me. I'm so grateful that I had you on this stream tonight. I've learned a lot from you tonight, and I really appreciate it. I hope that maybe I was able to give some of the same, at least a little bit, to your direction.
Absolutely. And I've been honored. Thank you so much, James.
All right. Well, before we close, we have one last person in the chat. Romulo. First of all, thank you, Romulo, for being here. And you, Romulo is a new viewer. We haven't had Romulo here before, and I am absolutely honored.
Welcome.
I'm absolutely honored to have Romulo here on tonight's live stream. They gave us more background on their problem they were asking for. They were asking for help earlier.
Okay, yeah. Let's get into it.
Their original question: what would you do if one of your friends has a different personality around others than around you? After you and I asked some clarifying questions, Romulo shared that the friend is more neutral with them, but they speak differently to Romulo than when they are around others. They act way different. Romulo described that their friend tries to be like a gangster around others, but sort of just a marshmallow around Romulo. I asked Romulo in the chat if he worries that his friend isn't being themselves with him, or if he worries that his friend isn't being themselves around others. Romulo's worry is that his friend isn't being themselves around others. When Romulo is around their friend, they are as nice as can be, but when their friend is around others, it's as if they need to impress others, and they even start throwing Romolo under the bus.
Mm.
So I immediately have some thoughts to share with you, Romolo. My first impression, after I read everything that you had to share, my first impression, and we've already talked about Disney, I'm going to talk about Disney again, was from the movie Inside Out 2. I'm not going to go super deep into this. Did you see that movie, Ayub?
I have.
My first impression is the scene where Riley feels the need to impress these older hockey people, and her two best friends kind of get thrown under the bus. They're all hanging out, and she's trying to be cool like them, like, you know, oh, I don't like the childish stuff or whatever. I don't like that band or whatever. And then her friends are like, yeah, you do. We all went to the concert. And then she uses her sarcasm and says, oh yeah, I love the band. And while she seems like, while in her mind, all she's doing is trying to fit in with the cool kids, she's actually inadvertently throwing her friends under the bus and kind of accidentally mistreating them. And from what I've heard, again, there's only so much that I could share with you, Romolo, just through the screen right here. There's only so much that I will understand from what you've shared. But if I had to make a guess, I would guess that your friend probably doesn't mean it. Your friend probably isn't meaning to throw you under the bus. Your friend is probably earnestly seeking acceptance by these other people that you're with. And it might not be a specific group that you guys are with when you say that they're different around other people. There's a couple different ways you could take this. One of my thoughts is that it is an immense honor to be the friend that gets the unfiltered version of them. I think it is an incredible honor that you get to know the real version of them. And you should treasure that. And I'm sure that they treasure you because they're able to be their real self around you. And then, of course, there is the flip side where sometimes that gets in the way of your interactions with them when you're around other people. They probably don't realize that it's hurting you a little bit, the way that they talk with other people. So my initial thought, if I were to give you any piece of advice, I would say treat, like, if they're saying things that are throwing you under the bus in front of other people because they want to try to look cool, I would say treat each one of those incidents as individual qualms. Treat them individually and just mention them to your friend. It doesn't have to be in that moment. It can be later. You can just talk to them and be like, hey, when you said that thing earlier, I know you didn't mean to upset me, but it kind of did. And this is why. You know, if this person is a good friend, and from what it sounds like, I'd like to believe that they are, then they will be more than understanding. They'll be like, they'll probably not even realize that they upset you or offended you or inadvertently insulted you. And if you just bring it up to them, not so much of, hey, you act different around other people, but just more of like, hey, that thing that you said kind of upset me, they will be more mindful of you. And that thing about them acting differently around other people, hear what I say, is not something that you can fix. It's not something that you can fix for them. That's their own journey. That's something that they need to work through. Which doesn't mean that you're helpless. It just means that your role is to be there as their good friend and support them as they go through this journey. You're not there to fix them. You're there to love them. And if it's hurting you, then that love allows you to tell them, hey, that kind of hurt me. And, you know, if they're a good friend, they'll recognize that, they'll hear what you're saying, and they'll apologize. And slowly, by small little degrees and percentages, you might see a difference. That's my advice that I have for you. Ayub, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I think you answered this perfectly. Honestly, there's nothing that I can add to that. You pretty much said everything that I was gonna say and more, and you did it better than I could have ever done.
Well, this is how it works.
So,
We're a tag
yeah.
team.
So yeah, like listen, listen to James. Everything that he just told you. I think that's exactly it.
Well, thank you again, Ayub. Romulo just put in the chat. He said, "I see what you mean. Thanks for your advice." Romulo, if you happen to come by our stream again, I would love to hear an update. Next time we see you, if we see you in stream again, it would be an honor to see you in stream again. And I mean, this isn't even when I offer like, hey, maybe you should subscribe. It genuinely isn't for a plug. It's genuinely because we've shared this moment together. I am invested in your story. I am appreciative of you as a person. The fact that you're here and you influenced my night. I hope that, we influenced yours in a good way. So if we see you again, if you subscribe, you get the notifications that there's another live show coming up, please hop on. And we would love to hear from you again. Romulo said, "Will do." It was wonderful having you here, Romulo. All right. And with that, it is 9:06 Mountain Standard Time.
Ooh.
We have gone for 2 hours.
I think we started a little past 7, so like we're just at the 2 hour
pretty
mark.
much at 2 hours, which isn't a record. We've gone slightly longer before, but I did promise Ayub that we wouldn't strain our voices too crazy much. But I think
I don't know if you've heard the last couple sentences that I said, but the voice cracks out getting me bad.
That's okay. We'll wrap it up now. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for sharing these moments with us. Romulo just said, "Wonderful, I found this stream." Thank you, Romulo.
Thank you all for coming and watching. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for being here, Ayub. Seriously, I hope that we get to see you again. Maybe have you on again sometime.
I'm down.
The invitation is always open. And with that, I will say from the sidelines, and I say sidelines just because my camera isn't on anymore, thank you for everybody's patience with the technical difficulties. Thank you all for letting us be a part of your journey tonight. Just like Romulo says in the chat, have a good night. Remember to eat your banana pancakes. And never ever forget that the world is a better place with each of you in it. Thank you, everybody. Everybody say good night. Good night, Ayub.